Hey there, Alvaro here from Alvaro Barros Digital, and you should be watching this video if you are in one of two situations. Either you've been working at Facebook ads for a very long time for yourself, but you've never actually been able to get them dialed in and working proficiently for your business, or maybe you're just getting started with Facebook ads and you're a little overwhelmed with all of the different options out there, the YouTube videos you can watch, the courses you can buy, and at the end of the day, you are a busy entrepreneur. You don't have time to sift through all this content and figure ads out yourself. So if you're in one of those two buckets, definitely stay tuned because I have a lot of interesting information to share with you today. So what I want to talk about is actually getting results with Facebook ads. And here's the truth. Getting results is easier said than done. All these YouTube videos and courses out there, they make it seem really easy. Oh, if you just do these 10 steps, you're going to make a lot of money, but that's not the case. So if you are making less than $150,000 a year and you are sick and tired of donating money over to Mark Zuckerberg and the Zuck Trust, then this video is definitely for you. So here's the current way that most people are running their ads. They're really hyper focused on the optimization settings. And what that does is that they're constantly burning out and replacing ads because they don't understand everything else that's going on in the background. They think it's just about the buttons that you hit inside of Ads Manager. There's a lot more to ads than that. So you end up being in a feast or famine cycle. I see the vast majority of people in this bucket, and you're getting crowded out by fierce competition. I have some very interesting stats with regards to that right there in a few slides. But ultimately, all this does is that you work against the algorithm no matter what. And when that happens, you can choose all the optimization settings in the world. You can choose all the YouTube/courses in the world, and you're just not going to get results if you're working against the algorithm. So what is the better way? How can you change this? Well, I tell people you want to pull the invisible levers. That's how you win at the Facebook ads game. That way you learn what the algorithm wants and you feed it exactly what it's asking for, and it's going to reward you for that. And you also leverage AI without sacrificing the quality. It's day and age, AI is certainly taking over, but it's taking over in a good way. I'm not panicking that it's going to replace everything. As a matter of fact, I think it's going to improve a lot of things in the advertising space specifically. So ultimately, that's going to lead you to get more leads and purchases coming into your business. So you probably think to yourself, you know, I've been at this for a while. I just need to keep on going at it and everything will work out. Well, it doesn't always work that way, and you're getting distracted right there. I already said earlier, there's a million videos and courses out there that you can watch for free or pay for, but your bank account is crying, right? It's saying there's no revenue coming in, there's no new customers. Please, let's focus on what actually generates revenue. And I want you to focus on what actually generates revenue. So I want to show you what's actually possible. I'm not guaranteeing this for everyone. Anyone who does guarantee type of results, they're probably trying to scam you. But here's just a screenshot of a client that is experiencing really phenomenal results. They have a ROAS of 4.10, meaning for every $1 they put in, they get $4 back. Really great results. So if they spend $10,000, they get $40,000 total, which is really cool. So what are the steps to actually get there? Well, first and foremost, you have to do the opposite of what your competitors are doing. A lot of people, when you read through your newsfeed and you see the ads, I promise you do this exercise and you're gonna see they all sound the same. All ads just have the same kind of feel and vibe and kind of salesy type of, you know, content to them. And so you're not getting the same results. Step two is create algorithm friendly campaigns. Again, I said earlier, if you give the algorithm what it wants, it will reward you with positive results. And then also focus on what happens after the click. There's this huge obsession of just focusing on your ads. Like, oh, if I change the audience or I change the ad copy or change the creative or change the optimization settings, that's what's going to get the money flowing in. But again, that's the way your competitors are thinking. You want to think differently from your competitors, and so you want to focus on what happens after the click. Is that part optimized? So here's the reality. I said earlier, you know, you're coming up against fierce competition. So this is the truth. Right now, there are 10 million active advertisers on Facebook. However, there's 200 million business pages. So Facebook and Mark Zuckerberg up there sitting in his ivory tower, how are they viewing this? They're viewing that gap as lost revenue. They're saying, hey, we have 10 million active advertisers, we have 200 million business pages. What do we have to do to get to 200 million active advertisers and not just 10 million active advertisers? So they're always trying to figure out how to bridge that gap, which means competition is only going to increase as time goes by. So I've been there, I'm telling you, right? I know it's kind of easy to think that, oh, a Facebook ads expert was always an expert from day one, but that's not the case. So when I started running ads, I did the same thing everyone else said, focusing on the buttons and optimization conversations and thinking that's really what mattered. And so my results were completely inconsistent. I knew nothing about best ad copy practices, how the algorithm worked, all that kind of stuff. And I found myself in a situation where I had to get better results from my clients because we were coming up against some fierce competition and they weren't going to stay on with me if the results did not improve. So I dug deep and went from having just 3 to 5 clients at a time all the way to 10, 15. And now I even have a wait list for one-on-one work. So I know that this stuff actually works. So, why me? I've got over a decade in advertising experience. I run multi-million-dollar campaigns. My agency is extremely successful. I'm very blessed and fortunate to be in that situation. So yeah, been around the block a few times, to say the least. So if you are in the situation where you want to leverage Facebook ads to bring in leads and sales into your business consistently, you need to make this work. Otherwise, your business actually might fail. You're just not bringing in enough organically. You hate spending a bunch of money on ads and getting $0 back. You want to learn ads, but you have so much going on in your life and you never get around to it. Again, you are a business owner. Not only do you have to worry about ads, you have to worry about customer fulfillment, emails, compliance with laws, all this kind of stuff. It's very complicated. And so just ads, is one of the last things you really want to have to be focusing on. And you dream of having a proven system and team that you could trust to do the heavy lifting for you without having to spend an arm and a leg along the way. I know what you're thinking, hey, yeah, I know agencies exist, but they're super expensive. But guess what? I've got a little bit of a surprise for you. So the simple truth is that you can accelerate your business growth with optimized ads and a high converting funnel, but you're wasting time with endless research because you can't get the right system and team in place. So we are the only people dedicated to solving this problem for people at the most affordable price. Most affordable and most convenient, to be honest, because yes, you could do it cheaper by doing DIY, consuming just endless YouTube content, but that's just a rabbit hole that you can, really dig yourself into and it'll be hard to get out. So in terms of actually getting assistance, we do this for the most affordable price out there on the market. So you get a complete system and team. So the old way of not having a complete system and team is that you try to becoming a Facebook ads ninja in your spare time that you don't have. You're doing your own research to see what's working and what's not working. You're quarterbacking the entire customer attraction system on your own. New way would be getting a pre-built team of ad and funnel professionals, being handed all of the best practices on a silver platter, getting support and regular strategy meetings to ensure you're doing everything right. And so with the old result in the old way, you would get, you'd be wasting your time doing research, wasting money, you'd be frustrated that you're not getting any progress. But with the new way, the new results that you would get is that ads are no longer the most frustrating part of your business. You have a very clear roadmap, and ultimately leads and sales roll into your business regularly, which obviously is the dream. So what are your options out there when it comes to Facebook ads? You can do it yourself. That is going to be the cheapest way, right? I'm not going to deny that. You can either consume free YouTube content or you can buy a course. There's a lot of, pretty affordable courses out there. But again, that's going to really throw your time that you probably don't already have. It's not necessarily going to improve your expertise because unless you're doing ads each and every single day, doing ads once a week, or once a month, it's not going to make you an expert. And of course, you have zero support. With a full service agency, which by the way, my team and I, we do provide that. So I'm not saying full service agencies are bad. They're phenomenal for the right business and the right situation. But for a lot of businesses who are early on or just getting started with ads, full service agency has some issues as well because the cost is going to be super high. And, depending on the style and system of that agency, you may not get the support that you're looking for. And yes, you're going to save time, and yes, you're going to get the expertise, outsourced to that agency. But again, particularly the cost part is going to be heavy on your wallet. But there's this hybrid model, right? It's not do it yourself. It's not a full service agency. There's a hybrid model to it. And there you're going to save thousands of dollars each and every single month. You're going to save hours of your time each and every single day and week. You're going to still get the expertise and you're still going to get world-class support. So that's what I wanted to focus on today. So all you have to do for this is use a proven system and a team to do the heavy lifting for you. You get ad strategy specific to online businesses. And when I say online businesses, that's not to say that you can't have a brick and mortar location, but as long as the vast majority of your business is done via online, that's what I mean, by online business. If you're strictly brick and mortar, these strategies may not work for you, but again, as long as a lot of your business is done online, this qualifies, right? You set up the bulletproof messaging, you create world-class graphics and videos, videos, and then you access monthly coaching, and bada boom, you have the whole system. So you free time and focus on your zone of genius, which are those revenue generating activities. And what those activities are, it's going to be dependent on you. You're the expert of your business. Where is your time most well spent? That's for you to decide, but I can promise you that with this system, you'll be able to focus on that zone of genius, and it will accelerate your results and peace of mind. So again, this is for online businesses. If you want to bring in quality leads and you want to stop dealing with Ads Manager, if it makes your eyes bleed looking in there, trying to figure things out, you want to accelerate your results, and you want to use cutting edge strategies, that is who I am speaking to right here. So the benefits and outcomes of going this route is that here's what's going to happen. You get the cutting edge strategies with significant cost savings. Again, a lot of other people, they can sure deliver the cutting edge strategies, but you're sure gonna have to empty your bank account. You won't spend weeks and months doing everything yourself. You will get results faster and easier, and you will get support on demand. So you will feel confident everything's done right with a professional team watching your back each and every single step of the way. So how is this all done? Well, good news is it's not a 5-step system, 10-step system, 3-step system. It's actually just 3 steps, right? 3 simple steps. So first, algorithm mastery. I've alluded to this before. You want to unlock those hidden levers. I'll get into what those are, or at least what some of them are, in just a little bit. You want to perfect messaging. That way you don't sound like everyone else. And then you leverage AI, which is going to save you time and your sanity. So 3 simple steps, and boom, everything else follows. So the transformation is that before, right, you have all these options, particularly if you're doing the DIY route. I can, consume a million YouTube videos. I can buy 5 different courses, but it's not going to give you a clear path. Whereas with this one, with the 3 simple steps, right, we pave that path for you. It's like, okay, here you go. This is what you have to do. This is what you don't have to do, because we're going to take some of the work off of your plate. So it really makes things a lot simpler for your life. And so when you do this, when you follow these 3 steps of algorithm mastery, messaging, and AI, you're going to start with low leverage campaigns. That's probably what you have right now. And then you start implementing these systems. And then once everything is fully implemented from the bottom to the top, you're going to have high leverage campaigns. And by a high leverage campaign, I mean a campaign that is going to last you a very long time. It's going to be sustainable. It's going to consistently bring you in good results over the long run, not just for 1 week or 2 weeks or anything like that. So here's a real example. So let's talk about some of those invisible triggers. I have alluded to them a couple times, and I'm going to give you a little bit of an appetizer of what just some of them are, although I'm certainly not going to tell you all of them at the moment. So here are the obvious ones. These are the ones that everyone knows about that matter when it comes to your data, right? Your clicks, your views, your conversions, likes, comments, reactions, etc., your shares, average view duration, and stuff like that, percentage watched. This is obvious. I'm not sharing here anything here that is like revolutionary you probably haven't heard, but you probably haven't heard about the invisible triggers, and these oftentimes have a bigger impact on your results than the visible triggers. So I'm talking about things like hover time, average session time, 2nd and 3rd level engagement, influencer engagement, your bounce rate. That's not a stat that appears inside of Facebook Ads Manager, but I can promise you the algorithm is tracking your bounce rate, and that can certainly be destroying your results, your conversion rate, and your number of pages visited after the click. Remember, I alluded to after the click at the very beginning of this presentation. I'm bringing it back here because not enough people are focusing on guiding people through a specific journey after the click. So if they're only visiting 1 page or 2 page, that's not going to be as powerful as them visiting 3, 4, 5, 6 pages, so on and so forth. So that's the invisible triggers. Now let's talk about the messaging part. So messaging, I stressed it so much. If you've been watching my channel for any duration, you probably already know how much I stress messaging. So here's an example of an ad with really great messaging. So I always say, think mobile first, think mobile only. I actually truly don't care what an ad looks like in desktop. I only care what an ad looks like in mobile. And in mobile, you only get 3 lines. It's precious real estate, right? So you have to maximize that real estate, and I'll get into that a little bit more. So this ad starts off with ever face an objection on a sales call that felt like a sucker punch. So what is this? Here we're talking about the pain point and the common painful scenario that their target audience is experiencing. And then it's followed by, here are the exact words you can say. So here we are introducing the solution. solution. We're letting them know there's a solution for you right here. Then in the headline, we do mention that we are calling out copywriters, and we're doing it in a very non-icky way, right? Your typical ad is going to be attention copywriters, attention business owners, attention real estate agents. That's really nasty. No one wants to read that. Here, we're being very conversational, but we're still letting people know this is for copywriters. So that's the common bond. Hey, I can relate to this ad because they're talking to me specifically. And we mentioned that they can close more sales. So that is the benefit that they can experience by reading this ad. So in just 3 very short lines and a headline, we're doing a lot of stuff here very purposefully and strategically, right? Nothing here is accidental, and we're maximizing here people stopping the scroll and actually the hover time on the ad. And then we're including a creative that really captures your attention, because usually people smile. Here we have people frowning. So lots of good stuff going on inside of this ad. And like I said, everything is extremely intentional. It's not accidental. Now let's also talk about a different copy example. This is more ad architecture, right? But obviously once you click on that see more button, there's gonna be a lot more ad copy beyond that. So here's a copy example created by AI, by the way. So a lot of people, they worry about having to create copy themselves because, you know, they don't practice copy regularly. But guess what? AI can create phenomenal copy. This is 100% written by AI. So I'm gonna only read a little bit. Hey, you, yes, you, the new-ish copywriter who moonlights as a time-traveling freelancer, zipping back and forth between the past and the future, trying to figure out those gig sites like Fiverr and Upwork. You know, the metaphorical shoes that tread the shaky ground of freelancer land, collecting random gobs of chewed up gum along the way. But instead of tripping over laces and those dang tree roots, we've continued to work through the ups and downs of entrepreneurship to hit the 6-figure copywriting biz milestone. So this is really great copy. As long as you train the chat this way, it can write this. So we know how to do this, and we can show you how to do it on your end. It does take a little bit of upfront work, but once you do that, you literally just go to, you know, ChatGPT or your tool of choice, Claude, boom, you can create phenomenal copy like this in a matter of just minutes. And creative examples, all of these right here are done by AI. Literally took less than 1 minute to create them, and they literally convert like crazy. And they obviously don't look like anything that typically shows up in your newsfeed. It's very obviously not something done in Adobe or Canva or anything like that. And like I said, they convert really crazy. They take literally seconds to create. And so these are all things that AI can be used to improve your results quickly. You're not sacrificing quality at all. As a matter of fact, you're improving the quality of your campaigns. So what does this look like when you put this all together? Here we go. Hopefully this is somewhat visible, but you know, if it's not, I'll read it out. So here, this is a campaign that was experiencing $35 leads. This is very expensive for this client. For other businesses and niches, $35 might be fine, but not for this client right here. Then we came in, worked our magic, and guess what? We switched it over to $16 leads. So we cut the cost per lead by pretty much 60% right there using the 3-step process. So yeah, you can see the benefits right there, right off the bat. So don't just take my word for it. You know, we've worked with a lot of people, a lot of early stage entrepreneurs, small businesses, just like George here, who was able to create really successful lead generation campaigns for his business. He's a one-man show, but you know, with the system we have, this hybrid model, he's able to get some really great results. Emma Luzzi, she's a fantastic student. I like to say that she was the noobiest of the noobs, but guess what? She was able to follow everything that I've talked about here with our help every step of the way, and she's able to get $3.17 leads for her webinar, which, by the way, she's in the B2B space. B2B, getting $3.17 leads is really, really good. So what is the process? So if you are interested in this and any of this sounds appealing to you, we've set aside some time over the next week to dive deeper into what this can look like for your business. So if you are interested, we'll hang out for about 45 minutes. You'll get a clear picture of why this works and how it can apply to your business. So if you are an online entrepreneur, business owner, or consultant or service provider, and you're looking to hit 6 figures and beyond in your business, but you can't afford to hire the full service agency, and you think this hybrid model might work for you because you also don't have time to do DIY, and you want to build profitable Facebook campaigns without throwing tons of money down the drain with ads that don't burn out after just a few short weeks, and you want to spend less time in Ads Manager and more time in your zone of genius, which are those revenue generating activities, because that's going to give you a business that affords you the choice to live life on your terms. Then the next steps would be to click the button below. You'll find a convenient time to be able to chat with me, and we'll hang out, like I said, for about 45 minutes. The only thing I ask is that you complete the short questionnaire on there. That way we can be respectful of each other's time. So I appreciate you tuning in, and I hope you found this useful. I really look forward to speaking to you on our 45-minute jam session. So I will see you there.